Let's start with what espresso actually is, because most explanations dance around it. Espresso is coffee brewed by forcing hot water at 9 bars of pressure through finely ground coffee in 25 to 30 seconds. That's it. No mysticism, just physics and chemistry working together. But that simple process changed everything about how we drink coffee, and understanding why requires going back to when coffee was genuinely terrible to make. In 1880, making a decent cup of coffee in a café took 5 to 7 minutes. You'd grind beans, add them to a cloth filter, pour hot water through, and wait. During busy periods, cafes couldn't keep up. Customers waited, coffee got cold, and the whole process was a bottleneck. Angelo Moriondo, a Turin hotelier, saw this problem every day in his establishment. In 1884, he patented a bulk brewing machine that used steam pressure to force water through coffee grounds faster. It worked, but it brewed an entire batch at once. You couldn't make individual cups, and the steam made everything taste burnt and bitter. The real breakthrough came from Luigi Bezzera, a Milanese manufacturer, in 1901. He modified Moriondo's concept to brew individual servings using steam pressure. His machine could produce a single cup in 30 seconds. The problem was that steam only gives you about 1.5 bars of pressure maximum, and the high temperature of 120 degrees Celsius extracts bitter compounds along with everything else. The coffee was fast but harsh. Desiderio Pavoni bought Bezzera's patent in 1903, founded La Pavoni in 1905, and started manufacturing the machines commercially, debuting them at the 1906 Milan Fair. They became popular because Italian café culture was built on quick service. Workers would stop for a coffee standing at the bar, then leave. Speed mattered more than perfection. The machines couldn't generate enough pressure without relying on steam, and steam meant high temperatures. This was the fundamental constraint. The solution arrived in 1947, not 1927, that's a commonly repeated error, when Achille Gaggia invented the spring piston lever machine. Instead of steam pressure, Gaggia used a manually operated lever with a strong spring to generate 8 to 10 bars of pressure with water at the correct temperature, being 92 to 96 degrees Celsius. This changed the extraction completely. Higher pressure with lower temperature meant you could extract coffee's oils and aromatics without the bitter compounds. For the first time, espresso developed crema, that golden brown foam layer that proved you were extracting oils, which meant actual flavor complexity. Here's what's happening in those 25 to 30 seconds. Water at 93 degrees Celsius and 9 bars of pressure hits the coffee bed. In the first 5 to 7 seconds, the pre-infusion water saturates the grounds and begins dissolving the most soluble compounds, acids, and light aromatics. The first liquid that emerges is intensely sour and acidic. From 7 to 20 seconds, you get the sweet spot. Sugars dissolve, creating sweetness and body. Maillard products from roasting contribute chocolate and caramel notes. The coffee's oils emulsify into the water, creating creamer and mouthfeel. After 20 seconds, you start extracting the heavier, more bitter compounds, tannins, and chlorogenic acid lactones. Run it too long, as in over-extraction, and bitterness dominates. Stop too early, as in under-extraction, and you get sour, thin coffee. The entire process is a balance. You want the sweetness and complexity from the middle phase, without too much from either extreme. The La Marzocco Linea, a standard commercial machine since 1988, does something deceptively simple. It keeps water at 93 degrees Celsius and pumps it at 9 bars consistently. Every innovation since then such as temperature controllers that measure and adjust to maintain exact heat, volumetric dosing, and pressure profiling, is simply doing those two things more precisely. In the 1990s, super automatic machines automated grinding, dosing, tamping, and extraction. They made espresso consistent and accessible, but they also removed the barista's ability to adjust for different coffees. A light roasted Ethiopian and a dark Italian roast need different approaches, and super automatics can't distinguish. That's why high-end cafes still use semi-automatic machines. You want the stability of temperature and pressure control, but the flexibility to change extraction time, ratio, and dose for each coffee. Cappuccino, latte, flat white, cortado, they're all espresso plus milk. But why did espresso become the base instead of other brewing methods? Two reasons: concentration and temperature. Espresso's intensity means it can carry through milk without disappearing. A regular brewed coffee diluted with milk just tastes like milk. The coffee flavor drowns. Espresso's concentration, roughly 8 to 12 times more dissolved solids than filter coffee, means you can add 200 milliliters of milk and still taste the coffee. Temperature matters because espresso is brewed at 93 degrees Celsius and served immediately. That means your milk drink starts hot and stays hot. For most of espresso's history, the assumption was darker roast equals better espresso. The logic seemed sound. Darker roasting means more soluble material, which means easier extraction under pressure. But we were optimizing for the wrong thing. Dark roasts are easier to extract consistently, but they also destroy the coffee's origin characteristics. The specialty movement proved you could brew light roasts as espresso if you adjusted your approach. Slightly coarser grind, slightly longer extraction, 30 to 35 seconds, slightly higher temperature, 94 to 96 degrees Celsius. The result was espresso that actually tasted like the coffee's origin: floral Ethiopian, chocolate Colombian, fruity Kenyan. This was simply understanding that espresso is a brewing method, not a roast level. You can apply it to any coffee if you adjust the variables. After all the history and science, here's what actually matters. Espresso forced coffee to be precise. You can't hide bad beans, stale coffee, or poor technique when you're extracting in 30 seconds at high pressure. Every flaw shows up in the cup. That requirement for precision drove the entire specialty coffee movement. When you can't hide behind 4-minute brew times, you need good coffee, fresh roasting, proper grinding, and careful extraction. Espresso made coffee quality non-optional. The machines evolved, the techniques refined, the understanding deepened, but the core remains unchanged since Gaggia's lever machine in 1947. Hot water, high pressure, precise time, careful attention. Everything else is just details.